Should become the flame of thug eternally. No unnecessary tension with me. I want the family stay beside me, behind me, leads me, guides me. Ladies are eternal thug.
All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but brother Cardinal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry about that. Can you please continue? Sorry about that.
All right. The word albino. The word albino comes from the Latin word albus, which means white. And now here's an interesting thing right here, because this goes into exactly what we've been talking about this whole time. This next portion of the definition of albino, used by Portuguese white spotted African Negroes. I'm reading this out of the online etymology dictionary. All right, so that's www.etymonline.com. That's etymolonline.com.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, and it's the first thing that comes up when you type albino. Yep, and it comes from the Latin word albus, which means white. And it's interesting because you see in the film Harry Potter, they had that wizard whose name was Albus Dumbledore. Mm-hmm. Albus means white, and Albus Dumbledore had a little gadget that took light out of street lamps.
Didn't he have white hair?
He had white
hair. Of course, he was white.
Yeah. But what I'm actually getting at in this instance is that the word Lucifer means light bearer.
Okay.
And Lucas comes from Lucas or Luke. I'm sorry, that's Luke, which means light, which also means white.
Man.
So it's very interesting. But what I can see in a small vocabulary build up. So just like they call white blood cells leukocytes, or leukemia is a condition involving the white blood cells of a person's body.
Yeah.
So Albus,
I was just laughing, man. I was just laughing. My fault. Please continue.
I'm hearing some reverb. That's why I keep asking her, because I'm not sure if I'm just hearing myself or if I'm hearing music.
Oh man. Yeah, man. It's a little something going on over here. Apologies for that.
Oh, it's no problem at all. No problem at all, man. Yeah, but the interesting thing about that, when it comes down to the topic of leprosy, is that leprosy was primarily to get Hivites that were stricken with leprosy, who many of us believe to be Canaanites. We believe them to be Canaanites. Not that I found any particular verse that strictly defines this, but I found out a number of details through history that were, according to the Europeans, the lepers of Gehazi lived in Scotland and in Ireland.
Okay.
So that was where they relocated to. And also the Indo-European population, like Dravidians, East Indian peoples, they had a number of migrations that went towards the east, that went east of the land of Canaan. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to grab out the names of these nations that actually took this journey.
Oh, please do. This is some deep shit, brother. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem at all. And it says here it is, on page 100 in the the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. And on stage 100, and this is under Canaan, all right? And it says this: the Canaanites were of Semitic stock. Now, the only people that really call Semitic today are white people, or non-African people, non-Africoid, you know what I mean, non-black. And it says here the Canaanites were of Semitic stock. And they were part of the large migration of Semites, Phoenicians, Amorites, Canaanites. And it says they migrated from northeast Arabia in the 3rd millennium BC. They came under Egyptian control 1300 BC. Now, you can never really be too sure on the dates that they use because I found evidence within the scriptures that in fact says all of their dates are wrong. So I wouldn't really rely on any of these numbers here. Then they wrote here, the Israelites were never able completely to exterminate them. So, Simeon the Canaanite, Simon the Canaanite. Yeah, they're trying to put some nonsense in there. But in any case, that tells us between these nations, and that brings us to Babylon. Because these people who are part of this migration are the founders of Babylon. All right, so when you see the name Amorites, that's actually in the Hebrew, the only word it lists there is Ameri. And as we know, America is called Babylon. And a tribe called Ameri founded Babylon.
Man.
And so that pretty much brings us to the verse, the scripture in verse Ecclesiastes 1:9. There's no new thing under the sun. And as things were before, so will they be again. So it's the same group of people, these Canaanite nations, who have basically built America, and that's why they've been teaching in churches that black people are Canaanites, when it says no such thing. I'm now going to go to the definition of Ham in the same Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, and I'm going to read this off. It says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Not the Negroes. So, I mean, it's highly likely that Gehazi was a Canaanite. So I'm actually going to go to the book of Genesis. I'm going to look at the curse on Canaan, since they like to use that as a method to try to explain and accept slavery of black people all over the world. So I'm actually going to go into that portion of the Bible. Talks about Canaan.
And
no. All right, it says this.
Where you at, brother? Where you reading at, bro? I'm sorry about that.
I'm at Genesis 9 and 18.
Genesis 9 and 18. Okay, so
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, and it says, and the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem and Ham and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. All right, and so let's know who his father was. And now I'm going to go to the part where it says he was cursed. This is verse 25. And he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren." All right, so that doesn't name any of the things that really black people have been experiencing. You know what I mean? There's like over 1,000 things worse that black people have experienced, other than simply being a servant. Yes,
sir.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have more. Latin people are servants here in America. Nobody is calling it slavery.
They definitely not speaking about us.
Exactly. That's not speaking about us. They rather hire them anyway. You know what I mean? So my thing is no, we're not servants, and we aren't servants to them either. So we're not even the servants of servants, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? We're just been abused and neglected people, and the people who are more hated than any group in the world for reasons nobody can explain. Even the hate them. They can't even explain why they hate them. You know what I mean? But my thing is if you want to go into the books to try to tell me I'm cursed because I'm black, you can look in Genesis chapter 9 and the 25th verse. You would have to look into Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68, and it says this here: "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Now that sounds a lot more like the curse I've been experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
and
as a matter of fact, this whole chapter in Deuteronomy 28 is full of all the curses that befell one group of people known as the Israelites through the scriptures. And every single one of those curses, all 53 of them, is something that you can relate to the black
53?
population today. Even the fact that
did you say 53?
I'll tell you that verse right now. It's Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. "And thou shalt become an astonishment, and a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee." Black is a byword. Negro is a byword. African American, that's two bywords for you right there. Colored. They also call us sticks in some parts. Mayate, that's another one. That's the one that the Mexicans use for us. You know what I'm saying? Is Mayate. Ebed, that's what the Arabs call us. They call us Ebed. The Israelis call us Cushi, even though Cush is the name of the Ethiopian nation. They have more in common with Cush than they do than we do. Technically speaking, Cush was a Hamitic nation, as they are also a Hamitic nation. They're both Shemitic and Hamitic because they're crossbred by way of Adawam, Edom, Esau, and so they really tried to do a number on us. But you can see by just connecting the dots through all the information that's used to come up with this discrimination against us, we actually uncover the truth, which is our real identity, and also who the Canaanites are, who are the Amorites. So that means the Spaniards, because of Americo Vespuccio, that's who got the name over to this side of the world. You know what I'm saying? And that was a Spanish. That was a Spanish name. You know what I mean? America is a Spanish name. So we know the Spaniards are definitely Amorite Canaanites. The other Amorites are also what you call people out here in the United